Hello, expedites. I don't know what to call people on X. Expedites, extremists. I'll figure it out. But expedites sounds kind of cool. Um, so so far it's been how many months now? It's been almost a month since I've been got the blue check mark since I've been premium. And this is Maestro Politico. But it's I'm gonna pin every single Maestro Politico comment or post video. So the whole thing with Karen Bass. So Trump went to go visit Los Angeles. I believe that was Friday. And I looked at that video. I saw Karen Bass say, well, because Trump was bringing up, some people were bringing up organizations that could help expedite getting supplies, rebuilding homes for all the people who lost their homes in Palisades. And Eaton, and I forgot the last fire. There were the three fires. Firefighters did the best they could. Not all of them were woke and stupid. Some of them were woke and smart. Some of them were stupid anyway. Some of them were smart. Okay? And I still remember that the fire department had this woke attitude since 2006. Now, that whole thing with Jefferson Pierce suing the city of Los Angeles for it was originally 6 million and it sued for 3 million, right? And the whole thing over dog food, a prank with dog food. And what did Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa do? He went and got Doug Barry. Where is Doug Barry today? I wonder if Doug Barry has anything to say if he's still alive. Yeah, he was a DEI hire. That was 18, 19 years ago. Okay? So that happened. Fast forward to now, you got Karen Bass, who is a DEI hire, and she doesn't know what to do. Only Eric Garcetti didn't do anything racist. He just was stupid. He didn't know how to fix the homeless problem. And she hasn't fixed the homeless problem either, even though they have a lot of this housing. When I voted for Trump, I voted the proposition to have more housing. Yeah, you say, well, is it going to do anything? Is it going to really solve the problem? In the long term, no. Rehabilitation is more important than housing. However, I don't want to see all these homeless people pollute downtown Los Angeles. Sometimes I would have to go through there. Where I'm at now, actually, it's from where I'm at, it would be northwest. So northwest from where I'm sitting right now is downtown Los Angeles. If I have to go through there to the hospital to pick up medical supplies, it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating to deal with the homeless out there. If you go to 6th in Los Angeles to wait for a metro bus out there at 10:30 at night, and you tell me how lovely the black community is, you'll be a little racist after that. It's not a nice place. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm swearing with my right hand. So she says, Karen Bass looks at Trump and says, well, the people can go back. Now, he's talking about, besides rebuilding the houses, organizations coming together, between the firefighters, relief efforts, getting homes rebuilt. When do the people get to go back to their properties? Karen says it's going to take a week. I before Trump said anything, I said, that's too long. That's too long. And then Trump says, well, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. People don't have that a lot of time. So I said, that's too long. That's too long for things to get settled. He said 24 hours, it could be done. 24 hours, it could be done. So that's a mess. But speaking of immigration, now Los Angeles, they're rounding up people in Los Angeles. I think this started today. They're rounding up people. They're doing that. So I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to round up people. At the rate that Holman was doing it, 500 people. Somebody said this. Somebody pointed this out. 500 people a day wouldn't get more than a piece, like 1/1000th of all those people. You wouldn't be able to get all those people out. So now what I saw in a tweet somewhere on X is that they're getting federal agencies, SWAT, police officers, sheriffs to go and help round up people. Not just, so ICE can't do it by themselves. ICE by themselves, because Holman can only be in charge of ICE agents, right? But now Holman is asking indirectly all these people to help participate and get all these people and just like round them up. I mean, the priority one should go to the gang bangers, the gang leaders, the drug cartels. That's what Holman should focus on primarily. And after that, whoever's left is whoever's left. I still remember the video where a guy got arrested in front of his pregnant wife, but the guy committed murder back in Mexico. So he was already guilty. He had to go back. They extradited. He had to go back. But the news like clips it out and says, "Oh, this poor guy who's taken from his wife and kid." I'm like, that's the news being woke. Last thing I wanted to say was that, so yeah, besides Karen Bass needs to be fired. She needs to go. So does Adam Schiff, who is like, you could see that if Antonio Villaraigosa runs again for fucking governor or runs for governor, you can be sure Adam Schiff has his back for sure. And then you got Gavin Newsom, who doesn't, he's got the body language. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing either. They're all, as Justine Bateman said, you're doing, she said to Karen, you're doing your homework. You're giving a shit after you got caught. You're going to Ghana, and then you come back. Oh no, I got to be the mayor. We don't want an actor. As Hattie McDaniel said, I would rather make $7 an hour playing a maid than make $7 a week being the maid. That was like 1930 something. $7 an hour in 1930s was a lot of money. So maybe you should just play a mayor instead of being one, because you can't be a mayor. Okay. I mean, you're serving this country. You're not serving a person, a white person. You're serving a whole country. You're serving the whole city of Los. And Hilda Solis, her co-conspirator, okay, with the county, the Los Angeles County. She's the closest thing to us, Chicanos, okay? So she's a problem too. But my people are not smart enough. We're like, if you ask somebody in Hollywood, Burbank, Pasadena, the intelligence side of Los Angeles, right? You see the tweets on X. People have an intelligent take. Why fuck with people who are as smart as you or smarter than you to cheat them if you're going to be our legal authority? Yeah, but if you're Hilda L. Solis, you're like, well, these people don't have 2 cents up there to rub together. I ask anybody, do you think it's going to, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I think Trump still raises. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, nobody knows anything out here. They thought they're going, oh, no entiendes, I don't know. Like, nobody knows anything. The intelligence level of people in East Los and the neighboring cities, it's just, I can't talk to anybody out here. I have no peers. That's it. That's all there is to it. So she has to go. I haven't checked up on Lurie, Lurie. I haven't checked up on the new San Francisco mayor or the new Oakland mayor, but we got to figure out what they're doing. And hopefully they're doing a better job. I will check up on those people to see if they are following through. Tulsi Gabbard hasn't been confirmed. The whole thing about revealing the files for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy and John Kennedy. I remember in history class, as early as, because like this, and Forrest Gump here, but because Forrest Gump was like one of the things I could remember when you think about history, how the Tom Hanks character went through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and then finally getting into the early 90s, which I thought was kind of, Tom Hanks is a piece of shit, but that was a movie. The movies he did in the 90s were very good. But when you're in the third grade, now like when you're in the second grade, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, okay, who are the presidents? Remember, the first president, George Washington, wooden teeth, chopped down the cherry tree, right? Lincoln, stovepipe hat, Gettysburg Address, you only remember basic things. And then when you get to the third grade, the fourth grade, the fifth grade in America, right? You start to remember, you're supposed to remember important things. They start to kind of sort of treat you like an adult. So you start to remember things. You have to read your book and write down notes and study for the test. And okay, when did Christopher Columbus sail the ocean blue or whatever? So for years, I would see that and I would just be like, okay, that's important. We have to focus on these things. So um, between John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, it's very important. So I would say that we those three things changed the course of human history. If Jack had still been alive, we might have had the Starship Enterprise. We might have had the Enterprise, the warp engine Enterprise, a lot sooner than later. The space race, Bobby Kennedy was really making heads and tails of things. I don't know much about him except when I watched the movie 13 Days, which it's a dramatization, doesn't have it exactly, but he helped cool tensions between America and Cuba. After the Bay of Pigs, and just like there wasn't a war, but he was trying to prevent a war, and he sat down with the ambassador to Cuba and had a conversation. I still remember that scene at the actor who played Bobby Kennedy. So I remember, just that much. Okay, and his son, uh, I'm hoping gets confirmed. He got his blue check mark, by the way. That's good on you. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I believe, if Donald Trump could sit across from Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong Un to have a conversation. I believe if Dr. King were still alive, Dr. King Jr., he could talk to Trump at the White House and and sit across, or like Trump would be here and Dr. King would be here and they would have a he would be skeptical, like Bernice King is, like, saying woke is the thing. I think he would be woke, but they say, I'm seeing evidence to say that something else is happening. Even black people can criticize Karen Bass. So I believe King would try to be somewhere and say, okay. And that's why I think Dr. King III should talk to Trump and just have dialogue. You can't sit there and hope and say what you want without trying to reach out. Reach out to Trump. Reach out to Trump's administration. You're not going to accomplish anything sitting over there. You got to come up here. That's what you got to do. So that's it. I broke this up into two parts because I can go on forever. But stay tuned for some gameplay and hope you like it. Hope you do.